greetings from the Amazonian Medical Mission. My name is Clinton, here from the northwestern part of Bolivia and the Amazon jungles. Alright, and as we would say around here, we say Hamjami, which is the indigenous language. Alright, I have plenty to share this week. It's been super hot. In the shade, it's 38 degrees Celsius. Alright, and we're working outside and it is just incredibly hot. And so we work early in the morning, about 5:30, when the sun is just coming, so we can have a break from this heat. But the heat around about 11:30 to 12 o'clock is just unbearable. But this is the time of the year, and it is dry season. But this is when we need to do some work on the outside, so we don't get all messed up with the rain. As you can see, I'm in the middle of the jungle here, because of the noise by the construction site. Is just if you're using grinders and things. But yeah, in the jungle it's a little bit cooler, but it's still like probably like 9:30 in the morning, and I'm already sweating like crazy here. And yeah, in the jungle you have a little bit more insects. But anyway, so let's continue. I want to share some of the questions we received. Right now, one of the questions was, why do we wear our clothes long and we're living in the jungle? Okay. I'm surprised with these questions about clothing, so let me explain. There is a presentation by Dr. Collins. I'm going to, if anybody wants to know, it's a lengthy presentation, but really good. I would really recommend to listen to the whole presentation. It's an audio, and anybody sends us a message, I will send you the link and you can listen to the whole presentation on the concept of perfect circulation is perfect health. And for us, having long sleeves is not a bother at all. It actually we feel better, and it all comes down to what type of material you're using. We use cotton. We try to get linen, but it's really difficult to get that in secondhand stores. I found one linen shirt once, and I still have it somewhere, but I've used it so much that it's really dirty, so I can't use it in my presentation. So, but yeah, we use pure natural materials. We don't mix materials. It's pure 100% cotton. We do not mix it with anything else. It's like if it's 80% polyester or 10% cotton, whatever other materials, we don't use any of that. We only use 100% pure cotton, and we are very. It feels really good. It feels really good than having any polyester. Polyester is terrible on the body. It's like it drains your energy, and the sweat, you smell bad, and I just really do not recommend polyester or any unnatural materials, especially when living here in the Amazon. And so yeah, so I hope that answers the question, and we'll send you the link, and that presentation will guarantee will answer your questions on that subject. Alright, the next question I received is, where did I study? Alright, so how do I know so much about medical mission work? Well, I studied health when I lived in the United States. I never knew that the word vegan existed. Growing up as a normal kid, you taught to eat meat and dairy and all this stuff. And I met an old gentleman that invited me to spend time with him and his wife, and I visited the Adventist church, and he introduced himself at the door. So I went to his house, and he had a nice conversation with him, and he started sharing with me about the Bible. I said, no, I really don't know nothing there. And also he started talking about the writings of Ellen White, about the reasons why he wants to be healthy. And I thought he was crazy. I really did. I didn't want to speak to him really much about it. I said to him, you're crazy, and I need to convince you that you are going to get health problems if you don't eat animal products, because that's what you are brainwashed to believe. So when during that time also, there were, we had the internet. Internet is a huge resource of information, and so I studied a lot, and I found the China study, the book, and many resources on veganism, or not healthy lifestyle. And I wanted to be honest, I wanted to give an honest answer to my friend, and at the same time I wanted to be honest to myself in giving a correct honest answer. Okay, so I studied very well into this thing, and studying every night on the subject, and eventually I came to the conclusion, without a doubt, then I went to him that, and there's a wasp, and without a doubt that the eating no animal product is way healthier for you, and that's my experience. If someone else is different, whatever, but my experience is I gave it up immediately. I thought it was disgusting. The animals, when they die, they have a mechanism in them that causes the animal to rot and go back into the ground. And when you're putting that mechanism of a dead animal into your body, you start causing all sorts of health issues. And so whatever nutrition they say in the animal is far weighed by the effect of rotting, decaying flesh, which you're now putting in your body, and that mechanism is now destroying your body, giving you cancers and all these problems. And so I've not eaten any animal products for the past, what's it, like 25 years now, 24, whatever, somewhere about there. Okay, so they gave me a lot of, because I was studying so much into this thing, I was greatly interested in health. And then also I was greatly interested as I was studying more and more in the Spirit of Prophecy, because Ellen White talks about these things over 150 years ago, and I thought, how on earth did she know about this stuff when people were recommending people to smoke as to clear your lungs? I mean, some of the science there was like really terrible. Those days thought it was good, and the same today. People would recommend eating meat, and I really believe it's disastrous. It's just on a similar level as giving you health problems. And God's very clear in the Bible that we're not to eat the blood or the fat in that stuff, and the animal must be of no blemish. So I mean, you try to get that in an animal product in that supermarket, forget it. So you should actually just, if according to the Bible, you should not even be eating the meat that's available in the stores. Alright, so then my friend introduced me to Harton College in Rapidan, Virginia, where I studied, where I went to go study as a missionary, and there I came across a health center. I didn't know what a health center was, and so one of my teachers was Colin Standish, which I loved dearly, and Hal Mayer and Jeff Ware, and Jeff Ware was the director of the health center at Heartland. And he was also my Daniel Revelation teacher, so I had a very good relationship with him. So I asked him all the time, please, I want to visit the health center. Can I spend time there? I want to see what you guys are doing. I'm so interested in health. And of course, the doors were wide open for me to go there and go see all the things that I wanted to see. And I could see the results from patients. And it was really incredible for me to study at Heartland about health and nutrition. From Heartland, I had to go back to South Africa and continue as a missionary in South Africa. And there, a doctor from UG Pines came over to South Africa to do an extended course from UG Pines. And there I did their classes as well. And then also I learned very quickly, even before I went to Heartland, that you don't need to pay somebody to tell you to read a book, okay? We have incredible brains, and we can study a book and we can learn and teach ourselves. It's not difficult to teach yourself. At least for me, it's not difficult. I love just opening a book and start reading. But a practical that I really liked when I was at Heartland and with UG Pines, we did some practical. But the practical was very useful. But the studying, I knew all the stuff already by just studying. And so I highly recommend that no one put themselves down and think somebody must come out and teach them and whatever. No, you can just get a book and start studying for yourself. There are so many books and so much information on the internet about healthy lifestyles, how to overcome diseases and things like that. It's incredible. I mean, one of the people I listened to a lot was Barbara O'Neill, and Danny Vera. I met him when I was in the United States, and I really enjoy speaking with these people. And it's like you speak on the same language. That once you start learning this kind of knowledge about health and nutrition, you start latching onto people that have the same mind. And I met a lot of people into the health and nutrition industry, and so I learned a lot. And about natural healing, our body has incredible design. Our design is outstanding by God, and therefore for us to learn how to work with the laws that concern our body, we will then have dominance. God has guaranteed that in us, to have dominance in sickness and disease if properly done. I recommend everybody to do that, and that is why we have our health center. Our health center is to train people to overcome, to regain dominance in their life, to understand what it means even to be healthy. The misconceptions of health is just unbelievable. 20 years of just studying about medical work. I wouldn't say the word medical, I would say health, lifestyle changes. And then I also studied about into ozone therapy, which is incredible. You can do hydrotherapy, you can do all the massage treatments and stuff. It does help. But when it comes to ozone therapy, and I'll do a video, we do have videos on this. Look on the Vida Natural video, I do speak about it, but I'll do a lengthy one. Once our health center is finished, we are in the process of making ozone saunas that will be available to medical missionary centers around South America. But for our aim is to really get health centers going in South America with ozone saunas, and for the training to be done here at our place at Amazonian Medical Mission. I'll show you a photo of one or two of our ozone saunas, and which we will soon be into production. Alright, now that is hopefully that answers the question of how my training. It's just my passion. It's just like inside of me. It's just like I just love it. So it's like some people just enjoy certain things. Well, I really enjoy health and nutrition. For me, it's just incredible, and I really encourage people to do exercise, the 8 laws of health, which I think there's more than 8. Jumping on the trampoline every single day, a little mini trampoline, which I highly recommend, like a silicizer. We have 2 of them. Can you believe we have 2 silicizers in the Amazon? I think it might be the only 2 in all of Bolivia. But I highly recommend a silicizer. The design, the strength of it is so good. So I'll do a video in the future. Once the health center is done, going through certain equipment and things like that is really essential to have at any health center. And it's not difficult to start health center once you know which tools to use. Now these saunas and stuff are tools. So you can't start a mechanical shop to fix motor cars, you have no tools, right? It's not like wishful thinking here. So it's not like going into the bush and all of a sudden you must like do some work. You know, it's very difficult. I mean, if not impossible sometimes without the tools. It's like your car breaks down in the jungle. Trust me, you need a good supply of tools to repair that car. It's not like it's going to be cutting a tree down or something and making a tool of that thing. All right, the tools are really important, and the tools like for ozone therapy is an incredible tool. To pull out toxins, mercury. I mean, in the Amazon they do so much gold extraction. For years the people have been exposed to mercury, and this mercury goes into the system. They cannot get it out, and so we are there to help them to extract it with ozone therapy, with the sauna therapy. Not with injections or something, but it's to draw the body will actually excrete that through ozone therapy, which is an incredible design of God, and I'll explain on that. Also, one other thing is about medical mission work, focused on spending your life here. I mean, we are for the long run. We are here for the rest of our lives. We are not planning to go anywhere. We have a very strong relationship with the local indigenous people. They have great love and respect for us. We are family to them, and so that trust is very important. You cannot make that trust in 24 hours. It takes a long time. Alright, so let me get into the presentation, and this presentation is a continuation of missionary training, what it means to be a missionary, and what knowledge. You know, the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge, so we need knowledge. Satan's biggest tool against us is ignorance, and so we need to get rid of ignorance, and by getting rid of ignorance you need to read a book, really study. I study all the time. I never stop studying. So I really recommend that people get those books about health and nutrition. We have an Amazonian book center, so we provide books, but it's very difficult in Bolivia to send books anywhere, so we are really trying our best. But really, these books that we get are available pretty much a lot of other places. So if you have any requests on books to study for yourselves, you can contact us, and we will try ways of sending the books that we have on health and nutrition, to exercise and all these therapies and all this type of things. And we have this all available on our resource and at our book center, ABC Book Center, Amazonian Book Center. And so, yeah, get rid of ignorance. It's your biggest enemy. So fight that every single day. All right, the presentation I have today, the continuation of missionary work, is what is God's big idea? What's God's purpose for you? What's the purpose of a missionary? To bring people, remember, have a duty under the authority of God to fulfill a purpose of God. So what is God's purpose, right? So another idea is like ideas. The word in John says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, well, the Word is logos. If you look up the original meaning of logos, which is the Greek word, meaning an idea, okay? So what is God's big idea? Now, if you go to Ephesians 1, verses 4. Ephesians 1, verse 4. It says here, according as He has chosen us in Him before the foundation of the world. Where? Before the world was created, before any of this kind of stuff around me, where anything was made, God really had you and me in His mind. He already had an idea of a plan, a big idea for you and me, that the world should be holy and without blame before Him in love. Some big words there, all right? According as He has chosen, so you are chosen, all right? So when Adam was made, all right, He already chose you, and you are in Adam, into the seed of Adam, and we came out exactly when God wanted, and we are chosen by God before the world was created, before there was even time, before the foundation of the world. Now, what's God's big idea with us? Well, let's have a look. We're going to go to the Spirit of Prophecy, and we're going to look at some answers here. This is a quotation from letter 91, and it's 1890, so this is a long time ago. And it says here, Adam, or his mind, which is Adam, and thoughts would have been as the mind and the thoughts of God. God would have taught him as his husbandry. Now, husbandry is a word I guess we don't use too much anymore, but it's got to do with training up, like with husbandry with animals and with plants and stuff. You train them up to bring out the best in them, right? His, which is talking about Adam, character would have been molded in accordance with the character of God. Now, wow, talk about a big idea. So you and me have been designed to think like God, because He's our Father, He's our Daddy, He's our Abba. He's not like some stranger down the street or something. He is the one that had you and me in His mind before the foundation of the world was made, before there was even an Adam, and He wanted you and me to think like Him, to be trained by God. All right. So the next quotation. This is from the Review and Herald, 11th of February, or USA in the USA, February 11th, 1902. It says, all heaven, where our origin is, our Father which art in heaven, meaning our origin is in heaven, not on this earth. We were born on this earth, but our origin of our existence in God's mind was in heaven. All heaven took a deep and joyful interest in the creation of the world and of man. So before the world and the man was created, God already had a plan for this. It's like this. You know, I've been to USA and I've been to Florida, and you've been down to the beachfront areas, all right? And I wanted to see the ocean. And you'll see there's an empty plot there. And there are people working all over the place. And this empty plot with this like a green fencing to keep the sand from going anywhere, right? And you think, what are these people doing? And you see this big board, and it shows you a big building, and that's the idea. So all these people are now making this building. But when did this building start? It was started by an idea, that logos in the person's mind, to create that building. But now they create the building on a picture, but the building is already finished. How? Because every detail of the building has already been planned and already finished. So therefore, these people that are building they're busy building a finished product. And they'll even tell you on the board, that, I mean, talk about faith, eh? People will even buy apartments or we would say in South Africa flats, but it was apartments in those in that building. That building's not even there, but people will believe they will put down $100,000. That people will put down $100,000 deposit on a building idea by faith that they're already buying some space in this tower or this big building right by the beach. Now that is so like what God is talking, using this as a parable. God has ideas for us, and those ideas are already there. All that needs to be done is just get that idea in functioning. But I mean, it is really there. So never think that you're a mistake. And in fact, God has big plans for you. If you are like thinking like God, I mean, just think like God. God's mind is beyond our understanding. Well, God wants us to think like that. Get thinking like God. I mean, that is incredible. So let me read this quotation again. It says, all heaven took a deep and joyful interest in the creation of the world and of man. Now listen to this. It says here, human beings were a new and distinct order. New and distinct order. So we're not like angels, okay? I know in Hebrews, I think it's in 2 verses 7 or 9, where Jesus was made a little lower than the angels, the man was a little lower than the angels. Well, it says in the original, for a little while. So man was created for a little while, and then he would grow and closer and closer to God. Just like Jesus Christ was our example as well. And grow and closer to God himself. To his Father. Like we are to be our Father. Jesus Christ showed us that example. It says what is this new and distinct order? It says, they were made in the image of God. So, you take this quotation and you think, angels are not made in the image of God. Nothing around here is made by the image of God. God spoke these things in existence. And when it says the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, well, that means what you see around you is an expression of God's character, but only little parts of it. So the tree can present something, and then the water can present something, but yet they are both parts of God's character, but they're completely different. Everything has interconnection with each other. Everything has relationship with each other. But the mountains and the oceans are different, and the sky and the insects are different. But they're all parts of God's character. But man, if we go according to this quotation, means that we can reflect God's character more than anything God's ever created. More than the angels, more than the seraphims, more than whatever angels' creations there are, even more than Lucifer himself. I think that was where the problem was lying. They were saying Lucifer was jealous on that. That, yeah, God creates a being that could supersede anything he's ever created before. That is more like God than anything ever made. We are more like God than anything God's ever created. You know, I read in quotations, Spirit Prophecy, where the angels are sad that man will reject his purpose. They don't understand why man would want to reject God. If we understood our purpose and our potential to be like God, it's beyond understanding why we would reject that. It's the most awesome thing ever. Now, let's go into the Bible. Now we're going to go to Genesis. Let's see, Genesis chapter 1. Now remember, this Ephesians. If you put in chronological order, I would say the Bible starts in Ephesians 1 verse 4. Then we go to Genesis chapter 1, all right? So let's go to Genesis chapter 1, and we're going to go past all the things that God's created right down to man, all right? So let's go to 26, all right? So here it says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion, there's the key word, dominion, over the fishes of the sea, over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth on the earth. All right. So now, man has been given dominion. Nothing ever. You don't have dominion mentioned anywhere else. This is the first time the word dominion is mentioned. The word here in dominion is called rada. Okay? And if you look up in the rest of the Bible, the word like dominion, you'll see there's a second word called malakak. Malakak means kingdom. So God says, have kingdom, dominion over this world. Over what? Fishes, birds, the ocean, over everything, like everything around it, excepting human beings. Never have your dominion over human beings. So someone says to you, you must do what I tell you because I have dominion over you. You say, well, do I have scales? Do I have fins? Do I have whatever things of animals? I do not walk on all fours. I am made in the image of God. I have my own mind, which I must honor God and answer to God only, to no one else. So don't let everybody tell you you have to listen to them because you are made in the image of God. Now, so God created man in his own image, and the image of God created he him, male and female. That goes directly back to these quotations we have sent. Now I'm going to stop over there because we have so much to share on the subject that we need to continuate on this. So in about a few days time, I'll continue with another presentation. Right, so the battery died. Anyway, and so thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the questions. Please respond to us as much as you want. And well, right now I've got to go back to work. But remember, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Never forget that. That is God's commission to us right from in the beginning of time, and his original thoughts of us, Ephesians 1 verse 4, and right to this day God's plan has never changed. So let's bring heaven's culture to this earth and in you and me. All right, let's go. God bless you. Bye-bye. Again, thank you so much for your prayers, your support, the commitment we have around the world with people that are donating to this project, as we are all part of a team for the greater work of God in this world. Thank you once again, and God bless. For more information about the Amazonian Medical Mission, you can go to the Gospel Ministries International website, type in Amazonian Medical Mission under their projects, and then you'll see much more information about the projects we're doing, and also look for the Amazonian Radio Mission and see the work that's been done over there. Thank you so much for watching this video and for your prayers and your support. God bless you, as we say in Taman Chera Humbai.